Hello. It's been like 2 days. I guess that's my thing now. Like, let's like not upload for like 2 days, like interval of 2 days. What? Wow. So good at English. Um, oh my God, that's cold. This is really cold. Oh my God, I love chai tea though. Sorry, like I'm not making any sense. I'm drinking chai tea right now, so like that's why I'm like kind of low key hyper. So, and I'm like hyperactive. I mean, hypersensitive to like caffeine. So, or like sugar and stuff. Well, not too much sugar because I don't really like sugar anymore. But when I was little, I was like really love sugary things as like children do love sugary things. And I was always like extremely hyper. Like just taking a bite after out of a like Hostess like cake like made me like jumping off the fucking wall. Like I was ridiculously hyper all the time. And now my hyper drug of choice is caffeine. Except I freaking hate coffee above all things. So, um, I drink chai tea. All the time. I love chai tea so much. Like you don't understand. Like I freaking really dislike Starbucks, and I go to Starbucks purely for their chai tea because I really love chai tea. Like I love hot chai tea during like cold months, and then I love it iced like pretty much every other month. I mean, all other months other than the cold ones because you literally can't have iced chai tea when it's cold because like you're gonna freeze your balls off. I mean, I don't have any balls, but like you get what I mean. Like, my eggs are gonna like whatever. Why? Just why do I have to just know? Like I don't. Why do I always make those kind of weird jokes? Like Jesus, sweetie, like you need to chill. But yeah, okay. So I haven't really done much since the last 2 days that I talked to you guys. Like I literally, my life is so uneventful. I did nothing. Literally, I just went to school, did daily school activities, and then went home and slept. Well, actually, no. This weekend I didn't do anything. I mean, I didn't have school because you don't have schools on weekends. Wow. Because I last talked to you on, was it Thursday or Friday? I'm not entirely sure. So it might have been like 3 days instead of 2 days. Wow, we're changing it up. But yeah, like it's just, I don't know. I've been not doing much. Like I just have been like, my dad's back. I think I talked to you guys about that. Like he's back. He's already started yelling at me. Love life. It's not bad yelling. It's just that he gets frustrated super easily, so that he yells when he's frustrated super easily, and I'm just like, boy. And I'm also the middleman between my dad and my uncle, which is like ridiculous. Like they live in the same fucking house. Like grow up, people. Like literally, they despise each other now, which is ridiculous. Like, I mean, they're twins. They'll fucking get over it. But like, as of right now, they fucking hate each other. Because my dad thinks my uncle's lazy, and my uncle thinks my dad is stupid. So, I mean, from my perspective, they're both right on some levels. Like, just a teensy bit. Like, my uncle can be a tad lazy, but like, who isn't? And my dad is so stubborn and fixed in his ways that he can be extremely stupid a lot of the time. And my uncle can sometimes be a little lazy and like is kind of selfish. Well, they're both kind of selfish because my dad just wants people to do whatever he wants them to do, and my uncle just kind of wants to live his life independent of everybody else. Like he literally wants to live in a cabin in the middle of the fucking woods and travel the world by himself. Like, okay, I get it. He was in a relationship with a girl for like 13 years who was like really like needed him and like took a lot from him. But now he's like turned into a teenager. Like now he's like, I want to be free of responsibilities and like travel the world alone and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, well, you can do that. Just you have the selfish sometimes, Uncle Mike. Like I love you, but like Jesus. And Although he is being really selfless, but he came over here because, like, he dropped everything and, like, basically just packed whatever he could fit in his fucking car and, like, drove from Washington State to California. Like, that is insane. And, like, it just proves how much he loves Grandma and I. But, like, of course, my dad, the minute he found the opportunity to, he, like, left us and thought we were fucking fine. And, like, just went to Honduras. And then now he's back with an injured knee. And, like, did I tell you, like, with his injured knee, he's, like, treating it like it's no big fucking deal unless he can get something out of the knee. And then he's like, oh, my knee hurts, do this for me. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, I didn't like, now that I'm looking back on it, I didn't realize how much of my childhood and just, like, recently spending time with him, like, has been filled with him ordering me to do things for him. Like, the fuck is this? I'm not your fucking slave, man. Like, God, like, he's so sexist sometimes, too. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my dad, but, like, boy, I'm, like, gonna we're fine. I'm fine. I'm totally chill, like, not contemplating murder or anything, like, nah. Oh, also, my therapist, who I'm still with, I'm gonna talk to her this Thursday and be like, bitch, like, if you don't accept what I'm fucking telling you, then we cannot continue this therapy with me. Because, like, she is helping me, but she's not helping me enough, and she's not addressing two of the biggest things that are affecting my life right now. Like, okay, sweetie, like, okay, fine. The fact that I need a 504 plan or some kind of learning help in school that she won't give me because protocol, or the fact that she's, like, completely ignoring and just, like, refuting the fact that I have dissociation. Like, okay, cool, sweetie, like, you're professional, like, right. I mean, I'm pissed off, like, with her right now a little bit, but, like, also she's done a lot to help me. But, like, also, sweetie, like, I'm so conflicted, because, like, I don't know what to, like, fucking, like, do, you know? Like, I want to stay with her. She's, like, super sweet and nice, and she's, like, somewhat understanding, aside from the dissociation part. And then she's also, like, helping a lot with my anxiety and my depression, but she's not addressing, like, the things that are, like, really affecting my day-to-day life and affecting my learning. And what I need to help with my learning. Like, sweetie. Anyways, I have that going on. Yeah, I think I've already talked about that in the video, but whatever. And also today in class, I had a cry fest, which was fun. In my defense, it wasn't my own issues that I was crying over. I was crying over this movie that my history teacher made me watch. I mean, I swear, he keeps making me cry with these, like, tearjerker drama movies. Like, I swear, the only drama movies I like are, like, those that are historical, and they always make me cry. Like, always. Like, there's no fucking debate over this. Like, they always make me cry. And it sucks, because, like, it's embarrassing in class when you're, like, everyone's all composed or, like, laughing at the funny parts, and you're over there, like, in tears. Like, oh, it's great. But, like, literally, we're learning about the women's suffragist movement, and, like, okay, here's the thing. It's so easy to, like, brush things off when you're dealing with so many things in the present, and, like, you just want to brush off, like, your history or your country or whatever, and be like, yeah, whatever, like, we're fine. Actually, we're less than fine with Trump in office. Like, okay. And I know this is unpopular opinion, but, like, I actually talked to my friends about it at lunch today, and they got so triggered with me, like, immediate, like, hate, because I was like, I don't really like Bernie Sanders, or I didn't like him when he was running for office, and they were like, what? I was like, I don't know, like, Trump, orange idiot, Hillary, this sweet little bitch, and then, And like a lot of feminists like or women just like wanted to vote for her because like she was a woman who like pretended. Because let's be honest, she probably really did not care about as much about LGBTQ plus rights as she acted she did. She just wanted our vote. So yeah, no, don't like her either. Plus, like her hair is almost as bad as Trump's hair. Like Jesus Christ, like sweetie, what is it with old politicians and their fucking fucked up hair? Like you've got like a lot of money, sweetie. Like invest in some better hair. Okay, I'm sorry. That's so mean. I really just don't like them, either of them. And I didn't like Bernie Sanders. I loved Bernie Sanders as like a person, but as a politician, let alone as a president, no, just no. Like what he wanted was amazing. Like what he wanted, like I would stand for, but it's incredibly unrealistic. Like what he wanted was it was unrealistic. Like it would be amazing if that would be possible, but it's not. So I'm sorry. I really, really loved him though as a person. I thought he was an amazing person, and I thought he was like just a good human being. Like you know, like you could just tell in his little speeches and like he's a little old man and just like oh, I just wanted to give him a hug. But like he's not made to be a politician or a president. I'm sorry, I love you, Bernie, but like no. So yeah, so like our three like possible president candidates of like how many years ago was it? Like 2015, like 3 years ago. Were not great. Oh, they were so bad. Oh, where is our country going? It's a very good question. Okay. Anyways, but where was I? Oh, women's suffrage movement made me cry so hard. Boy, like the guy next to me was looking at me all weird. I was like, fuck. Like, it's bad. And usually when I'm crying, like I have like some kind of comfort with me because I'm usually alone. Or sometimes, like I don't know why, but I have this like irrational like comfort feeling with like sweaters or long sleeves. Like it's like a weird thing that I have. Like I really love long sleeves and like just love like pulling them down and like covering my fingers and like just having that like security. I don't know. It's really weird. Anyways, so I was like, and usually when I'm crying, I usually have like a long sleeve on. I don't know why. It just happens that way. And like I was like instinctually like I tried tugging down on my sleeves, but like I'm wearing a short fucking sleeve. Like I don't have any sleeves longer than like shoulder, like my fugly shoulders. Like look at them. Like they're. Anyways, I don't know why I have a thing about my shoulders. I just don't like them. They're weird looking and like. I mean, they might not be looking weird, but like I don't know. Like I have a weird thing with like weird. Okay, people have insecurities about like the most obvious things. Like people are like, oh my nose is ugly. Like my lips are small. Like my teeth are ugly. Like totally agree with all of those facts towards me. But like I also have like weird insecurities. Like my personality. Like I freaking hate my personality sometimes, and I freaking hate my intelligence or lack thereof. And I also do not like my shoulders. Like they just look weird. Okay? Like they're weird looking. Okay? They look weird to me. Like what is wrong? Literally I'm certifiably insane. It's fine. It's not true. But so yeah, I was like crying during the video and like I wanted to like pull down my sleeve, but obviously there were no sleeves, so I was kind of like, oh my god, like what do I do? And I was like discreetly like or like it was so bad. Oh, so bad. I was like kept being like, girl, don't cry, don't cry. This should be like the third time you've cried in that class. Like, do not cry. And I was like, but how can you not? They suffered fucking so much. Like, people literally like spat in their face and like fucking like hit them and like who like it made me so angry and so sad at the same time, the cruelty that they went through. And like I And I think the reason why it affected me so deeply, because I was crying like a lot, is because like you look at sadness, like, or you look at like the devastation of people like worldwide, or like in third world countries, or like in the past, like with like African Americans and like slavery and stuff, and it is really sad. And a lot of times, like, I feel like this immense guilt, even though I know it's irrational. Like, I feel guilty because like I was like, I came from more than likely a racial family. Like, what did my ancestors do to slaves? What did they do to free African Americans that were still segregated? Like, what did we do? Or, like, I think about America and how we're just kind of like ignoring, like, especially now with Trump, like, just ignoring people's pain and just being like, yeah, let's just turn a blind eye to it. And I'm just like, I can't, like, when I went to Honduras and I couldn't like turn away from it, like the way that everyone on base did. They just kind of were like, yeah, this is normal, like whatever. And I was just kind of like, this is like devastating. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's just normal. Like, and like, the reason I know I talked about like making like a whole scripted video that was like very good or whatever on Honduras and my trip there, but honestly, like, I wouldn't know how to word it, and honestly, it's not my story to tell. It's theirs. Like, all I know is my experience in there, and I was only there for 2 weeks, and a lot of those 2 weeks were spent on base. So I never really got the full immersed experience. I never really got to communicate with them because, A, I don't speak Spanish, like, hardly at all, and certainly not well enough for them to understand me or communicate with me. And like, why would they want to talk to like a 17-year-old white girl? Like, no. Okay, all I got to see was what they suffered. Like, I didn't get to communicate with them. I didn't get to talk to them or like know what they lived like. I just got to see what they lived like. I didn't like I'd really understand it. I just knew that it was wrong. And like, I can never fully understand or fully tell their story because I haven't lived their story. They need to tell their story. And I unfortunately cannot. So the video will never arrive. Arrive? Wow, words. Angela, you're so good at them. But like, I just can't tell their story because I haven't lived their lives. Which honestly like irks me because like I really want to tell it, but like I know I could never do it well or accurately because all I know is what I've seen, and what I've seen isn't good enough. Like, you know, like what I've seen has been small snippets. Like, it's not the whole picture, and it's not their lives. It's just what I've seen of their lives, and that's not enough. To give a full description of what they live like, I would have to live there, and I don't. So hopefully they're able to like help themselves, or hopefully there's someone who can go back there and like tell their story properly, because I can't, which frustrates me to no end. Like, I wish I could do so much for them, but I can't because I'm literally a fucking white child with no fucking money. And God, it just and I wish I knew Spanish too. Like, goddamn, I'm trying to learn Spanish, but like literally they teach Spanish so half-assedly in class, and like most kids do not give a shit about the Spanish. Like, I know murder is illegal, but like still, guys, like, oh my god, it's annoying. But anyways, as I was talking about earlier, like anytime like I would see those videos or I would experience things like that, like I felt guilty. I didn't feel like related to it, like, you know, like I didn't connect with it on like a deeper like level of like understanding. I just felt guilty and sympathized and empathized with them, but like I never fully like understood what they felt or what they feel, you know? And I wish I could, but like I obviously can't because like like I haven't lived their lives, and I can't. But with the women's suffrage movement, I do understand because I have been like I have had sexist like remarks, and I've been ridiculed before. Like I've been shut down. Like I understand what they go through on a smaller scale, but still a scale that I can relate to and understand. And like just seeing what they went through was just like so harsh and like horrible. But what made it so much more deeper for me was that I understood. Like I knew what that felt like. Like I don't know, like I saw myself in them, and I've never felt that before because I've seen slavery, but I've never seen myself in the slaves. I've just empathized with them and felt guilty that my ancestors probably had some kind of effect on slaves in a negative way as well. Like, and same with Hondurans. Like, I wanted to help them, but I couldn't. And so I just had to, like, pretend to be like everybody else and, like, pretend like I didn't care when I did. I still do, but I don't know what to do about it because I can't tell their story because I don't understand. And so, but this was the first time that, like, it really, like, hit home. And, like, I really, like, felt a connection. And, like, yeah, basically. And so that's why I was crying so much. And, like, I got so angry and so upset, like, every scene of the movie because, like, I didn't know, like, that we went through that much. Like, that woman, like, suffered so fucking much. Like, I know this is kind of naive, but I thought they would be nicer to them because they were, I hate to fucking say this, but they were white. And back then, like, segregation was a fucking big thing. And they were women. I just thought they would be nicer to them because they're women. But obviously, the men back then did not give a rat's ass about women at all. They saw them as stepping stones for their own fucking success. And basically slaves to do their bidding and to take care of their kids. Like, they didn't even call their wives mothers. Like, they didn't even treat them as their kids' mothers. Like, they just treat them, like, as tools. Like, and then when women protested for rights, they were, like, seen as radical and insane and crazy. And, like, even questioned, like, if they were actually women or not, which is fucking ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous. We were just wanting human rights. Like, you fucking assholes. Like, oh my god. Like, and this happened, like, 98 years ago. Like, 98 years ago was when we finally earned the right to vote. That's not even 100 years ago. Like, that is freaking insane. That's not okay. And, like, it was only in the 1970s that segregation actually started to stop, but it still is kind of present now with African Americans. I mean, on a larger scale and, like, less intense scale, but still, like, ridiculous. Like, ridiculous that this history is so short-lived. Like, oh my god. Boy. Like, oh my god. I'm like, I wanna, like, freaking, like, Like, I just wanna go back in history and, like, fucking, like, castrate all of these fucking stupid assholes who are, like, being, Anyway, I know, like, probably not the best method of ways, but, like, whatever. Like, freaking, like, annoying. Like, oh my god. Like, I don't know. Like, it just pisses me off. Like, Like, women won't stand for that today. So why did we have to suffer through that 98 fucking years ago? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, we were literally imprisoned and, like, treated like fucking animals. Like, worse than animals. Because at least animals are, like, fed proper fucking food and, like, not abused. And they were abused when they were like arrested for what? They were arrested for protesting. Like, they have a right to protest, and they were arrested for protesting. And you know why they were arrested for protesting? They said that they were obstructing traffic. Excuse me? That is the most bullshit excuse I've ever heard in my fucking life. Like, oh my god. President Wilson was such a dick. Like, he was like, just be patient, women. Like, be the fucking... Were you patient during the Revolutionary War? No. So why do we have to be fucking patient for your pompous ass? Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like... Anyways, Wilson just fucking pisses me off, man. Like, ooh. If I could have some words with him, like, he'd be rolling over in the fucking grave right now. Okay, anyways. And granted, Wilson was an okay president, like, but he freaking was so sexist and, like, rude to women. Was like, just wait it out. Like, just fucking wait it out. Like, okay, boy. Again, did you wait during the Revolutionary War? I don't think so. Like, so why don't we fucking have to wait for our rights? Okay? Like, anyways, so that's what I did for the past, like, 3 days. And cried in class again. Like, fun. Yeah, and now we're fighting for, like, LGBTQ plus rights. Which... Honestly, these are all fucking human rights. I don't understand why they're up for debate or why they're even, like, suppressed. Like, why? Like, they're human rights. Like, who are you to judge who someone can and cannot love? Like, that's not up to you. That's fucking up to the person, okay? They're human rights. Like, oppression is fucking, like, ridiculous. Like, I freaking hate repression. Like, what the fuck? Doesn't even exist. Like, it's so stupid. Like, just let people fucking live, man. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I get the need for government, but, like, does it need to be fucking oppressive? No. Okay, so you need to chill the fuck out. Okay, anyways. I'm gonna go now, because, like, time is almost up, and I'm gonna, like, lose my shit, so, like, we need to go. But, yeah. That was my eventful 3-day leave. I don't know what the fuck to call it. Anyways, yep. Okay, bye.